Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Gabriel Morency, the vocalist and one of the guitarists of the metal band Homicide. We were originally formed in the early 90s in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We actually were called Corrupted Youth in the 80s with a couple of different members. So we've been doing this a long time. But Homicide was formed in the early to mid 90s. Our first record came out in like 1995 or so. The name Homicide, I think, is very descriptive of the band. His homicides are brutal, raw, and violent. And I think that's a good description of our music as well. So our new record is called Left for Dead. And I think it's an appropriate title because it's our first record in over 25 years. And I think a lot of people thought that Homicide was dead, pardon the pun. But we're not. We were left for dead, but we're back. All right. We've risen from the ashes and we're back. And I tell you what, it's good to be back. We hope that everybody enjoys this record. We're getting some great reviews across the board for Left for Dead. So it's very exciting right now to have this record being released. The lyrics, it's amazing, man. This record was recorded and done right before the pandemic. Like, it takes a little while to get it up and running and get the finished product out there. So you would think, if you listen to the lyrics, you would think that this record was written about the pandemic. And it's amazing. From Scourge of God, and check out our video. Just go to YouTube, check out Homicide YouTube page, Scourge of God. Kick-ass video. From the lyrics, sort of the demise of sort of, the Western civilization and the empire that is the world that we live in right now, to enemy of the state, in which this is no conspiracy. You are the enemy. So it really is amazing, the lyrics, how, I hate to use the word organic, but the fact of the matter is, it wasn't written about the pandemic, but you would have thought that it was. So I think we sort of predicted the future once again. As far as the cover art is concerned, listen, the cover art kicks ass, and we wanted something that would sort of be a vision of a barren wasteland of sort of, the destruction of the world, and, there's only a few left standing. And, we're very, very, very proud of the cover. I think it's a great, it just sort of just captures exactly the vision that we were looking for. Right here. Now, metal to me, man, metal is just raw. Metal is real. One of the cool things I like about heavy metal is the fact that you can tell a story. All right. In a pop song, Taylor Swift's not telling a story besides breaking up with another one of her dumbass motherfucking boyfriends. You can tell a real story, as I talk about, be it, conspiracies, personal story, a concept or a theme. Heavy metal just means freedom to me, in which you can do what you want. And not to mention it's loud as well. And I'm kind of deaf after playing in a metal band after all these years. But to me, that's the thing I like about metal the most, just how real and raw that it is. And the fact that you can play a 2-minute guitar solo, you can, just blast the motherfucker away as much as you want. You don't have to worry about radio confines or whether people are going to like it or a bunch of candy asses or anything like that. So to me, metal is just, it's about the realness and the rawness of heavy metal. Now, one thing that really has sucked about the pandemic for everybody and all bands out there is we haven't been able to go out and hit the road and play some shows. We had some great shows lined up this past summer that unfortunately are now canceled, postponed, or whatnot. Now, listen, the Spanish flu ruined the world in 1918, right? In 1919, and the world recovered after the fact. So the world will be back. Live music will be back, and Homicide will be back on the road once again. But yeah, we had some cool things lined up with some old school metal bands. We had already played with Razor in the old days, and we were going to play with Razor, the Canadian metal band Exciter. was looking to play some shows as well. There was a lot of exciting stuff on the table. But I can't tell you now, with the record being released, we're getting invites from all over the world. We got invited to China to go play in China. We've been invited to play in Europe. One thing that sucked, too, is we had a show lined up in New York City, which would have just been kick-ass as part of the record release to play in New York City. Left for Dead. We're going to play at the Metalheads racetrack on the roof. So, everything is on hold right now, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to hit the road again in the future. Epic fail moments during live performances. Well, pretty much every motherfucking show we've ever done, something bizarre has happened. We make Spinal Tap seem normal, all right? When people ask me about this, when I think about this, one night in Halifax, our bassist, Donald McAlery, sort of like tripped on the stage and sort of like fell off the stage. Not face first, but he sort of like plunged off the stage. And with him came the entire backdrop of like guitar amps and bass amps. And yeah, that stopped the show pretty fast. But listen, you name it, man. We've blown up amplifiers on stage. We've crashed backdrops. You name it, we've broken it. And, I nearly set fire to a hotel once on the road. I actually did set a fire, but fortunately it was put out. We've got a lot of failure, a lot of good fail stories on the road. But listen, when you play as many shows over the years as we have, shit happens, as they say. As far as recent heavy metal, listen, I don't want to sound like an old man, jerk here, but I guess the most recent record I liked was Hell Awaits, Slayer. All kidding aside, one of the reasons why I like this record is because I like this music. We did this record. When you write music, especially heavy metal, you don't care about what other people think. You want to write something that you think is cool. You want to listen to something that you think is cool. And while there's a lot of great new music out there, I'm not saying that these bands suck. I think Lamb of God kick serious ass. And I like Killswitch Engage. I do like Five Finger Death Punch. There's some bands that I do like, but for the most part, listen, life is short, right? So I don't have time to I'm going to listen to my favorite music in a limited time that I have in this world here. So I'm listening to Exodus. I'm listening to Creator. I'm listening to Sodom. I'm listening to DRI, Corrosion of Conformity, Slayer, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. And one cool thing about this record, and, we were part of the punk scene. We were part of the crossover scene. And, we still have that little tinge of that punk rock in us. But I think this record, Left for Dead, it really is just a heavy metal record. It's heavy metal. It's like Judas Priest. It's like Iron Maiden, but it's a little heavier. And it's like Motorhead, and it's like Slayer. And, it's just sort of a mixture of, classic thrash, speed, and everything else in between. So we're very proud of Left for Dead. How do I think COVID will affect the metal scene? You know what? You're going to expect to see a lot of motherfucking technical music moving forward. Like, you're going to see all kinds of shredders. Listen, metal is already technical. There's already a lot of technical metal out there. But think about it. People have been stuck at home, man. People have been stuck in their studios for the last 6-7 months or whatever. So what's going to happen? They're going to have all these cool, super new technical riffs because all they've been doing is sitting around and playing guitar and writing songs and jamming and practicing with their bands all the time. So I would expect a lot of technical metal. And listen, man, heavy metal is stronger than it's ever been. Stronger than it's ever been. I remember seeing Slayer in a small club opening up for Venom. And, I was living in New York City, and this just last year, and there was Slayer playing at Madison Square Garden on their farewell tour. Yeah, they started out playing clubs, and there they were. Here we are now in the future, and these dudes are playing big arenas on the way out. I think that's all you need to know. When Slayer is filling arenas, then clearly heavy metal strength is as strong as it's ever been. Our plans for the future: world domination. Hopefully, listen, our plans for the future, we just want people to enjoy this record. All right, we want old school metalheads, and we want to, new metal fans that like old school metal. We've got an open door policy here. We just want to spread Left for Dead around the world. And as I said, to check out our video, go to the Homicide YouTube page. Let's go to Homicide, Scourge of God. We've got a video. Expect more videos in the future. That's one thing that we were able to do during this pandemic. Instead of going on the road, we focused on our video for Scourge of God. So we hope you like it. Scourge of God on YouTube. Just go to the Homicide YouTube page. And you know what? We will eventually play some shows again. You don't really, come on. You don't put out your first record in 25 motherfucking years and not play some shows after. So hopefully we see you in your country. Hopefully we see you in your town. And hopefully you enjoy the record. I really appreciate you joining us. So check it out, Left for Dead, Homicide. Other than that, you're on your own. Thanks, guys.